All right, Peter, good evening. Listen, you wrote this book, Clinton Cash, well over a year ago, and we are now just finding out that some of the stuff that you wrote about in the book is being released by the State Department in emails as a result of a federal judge requiring the State Department to release information that previously they weren't willing to release. So what is the latest in terms of the information that we are learning about the Clinton Foundation and that relationship between the foundation and the State Department under Hillary Clinton?
Well, Judge, I wrote in Clinton Cash about what I call the Clinton blur, and that is their blurring of lines between their private activities, some of them commercial, some of them are related to the Clinton Foundation, and the State Department. They were blurring them, and the problem, of course, is that ethics laws don't allow you to blur them. The emails that are now coming out as a result of the work of Judicial Watch and also Citizens United are confirming that contrary to the agreement Hillary Clinton made with Barack Obama, that there would be no overlap between the two, that indeed favors were done and access was given to Clinton Foundation donors by senior State Department officials. So this indicates the kind of pay-to-play that I wrote about in Clinton Cash.
And you know, what's interesting, Peter, is that we would not have found out about this, that the MOU that was signed right before Hillary Clinton became Secretary of State, that she signed with Barack Obama, she swore that this was not the kind of thing that would happen. I'm curious as to whether or not, when Hillary handed over her emails that she said were work-related, whether or not the email that involved Cheryl Mills and the request for her email addresses that we just heard about was ever turned over. Do you know what the answer to that is?
My understanding is that Judicial Watch is saying that these emails were not turned over and that this is just another number of emails to add to the long list that were not turned over. So, you know, Judge, to put this into perspective, Barack Obama, to his wisdom, required Hillary Clinton, before she became Secretary of State, to sign that memorandum of understanding you're talking about. We now know that two planks of that they completely violated. Number one, they said they were going to turn over all the names of all the donors on an annual basis to the Clinton Foundation. We now know that there's at least 1,100 that they have still not disclosed. So we still don't know who the names of all the people giving them money. And the second one is precisely this. She said there would be no overlapping of the two, and clearly that is happening in this new batch of emails. Complete violation of her agreement with Barack Obama.
And you know what's interesting is, and I have the memorandum of understanding that was signed in December of 2008. I mean, clearly what the president wanted at that time was to make sure that there was no funny business. I mean, they pretty much anticipated that there would be, given the Clintons' history. I wonder if the president, forget about his expecting it, is upset now that he realizes that this was going on under his nose in his own State Department, that was being used to involve favors for people like Gilbert Chagoury. Now, this guy's a money launderer, convicted of that in Switzerland. Tell us about him.
Yeah, I mean, Gilbert Chagoury, and this shows and highlights the problem with the Clinton Foundation. We're all used to the fact that people on Wall Street will raise money for a politician. They want access and favors in return. But foreign nationals can't do that. They can't give to campaigns. What the Clinton Foundation does is allow people like Gilbert Chagoury a way around that to get access and influence through the Clinton Foundation. He is not an American. He's not an American businessman. He is of Lebanese background, a citizen of Nigeria, and you rightfully pointed out, charged and convicted of money laundering and aiding and abetting a criminal enterprise. What he did was help the dictator of Nigeria, a guy named Abacha, literally smuggle billions of dollars of the Nigerian people's money out of the country and put them into Swiss bank accounts.
Okay.
And he was given access by Doug Band and the State Department to U.S. policymakers on Middle Eastern policy.
All right. He was given access to the State Department, and they contacted through the foundation after he gave him between $1 and $5 million. Clearly no wall between the State Department and the Clinton Foundation. Anyway, Peter Schweizer, got to run on that one. Thanks so much for being with us. Great great book. Everything you said is coming to fruition.